automotive. So it's really a pleasure to introduce you the founder of Lilium. That's a company that has a really big goals for the whole world, I would say, because they are trying to unlock the third dimension of mobility. So a big applause and a big welcome to Patrick Nothen.
A wonderful good evening or afternoon, everybody. What I want to do today is not only to talk a little bit about Lilium or the technology in general, but I want to more emphasize a little bit is that the transformation of mobility for each and every one of you up going in the sky is no longer a question if it will happen at all, but when it will happen. And I also want to give you a little bit of impression, especially to the young and extremely crazy talented entrepreneurs I've seen so far here, that it requires first a great team and second patience and time. First of all, I would love to ask you, what if I tell you that there will be very soon a new means of transportation that can get connected basically everywhere where you want? That is responsible by itself because we have absolute minimal infrastructural impact, that is extremely fast and efficient, and we can combine basically San Diego and the Los Angeles airport within an hour. That's fully electric, and thus the environmental impact is reduced to a minimum. And most importantly, that is developed for everybody. So we will make it possible to, that you can use it, your grandma can use it, your kids will use it. My name is Patrick, I'm co-founder of Lilium, and I present you today the world's first all-electric vertical takeoff landing jet that we will reserve and establish as an air taxi. What will happen within the next 5 years is that you take out your mobile phone, you order an airplane, will land outside there where now the construction site is, you get inside and fly within 5 minutes inside of the Munich city center. All this can be done by a revolutionary new propulsion system. We distributed 36 electric ducted fans all over the airplane, and they are tilted down during vertical takeoff, and they can retract it back horizontally for the business jet variant. By doing so, we combine the flexibility of a helicopter with the efficiency of a business jet. And of course now, it's the absolute given right to say this is all bullshit. This will not happen. We heard this for the past 4 years. I will show you now that this transformation is very close to start. But first of all, I would love to show you a little bit how it all started. So the very first person who was actually believing in us was this guy on the left-hand side. Frank Thelen, 4 years ago, when he gave us our seed investment of 500K, he basically said, my head says no, my heart says yes. And this is where it all started. With his help, we were able to raise a 10 million Series A investment, and we were finally able to show last year that we can bring a two-seated prototype full-scale aircraft in the sky. This is the two-seated prototype we brought last year in the sky. Here you can see the vertical takeoff. You see now the 36 fans tilted down for this maneuver, and they're all retracted back slowly in horizontal mode, so we enable the flight mode of normal business jet. This airplane was used as a real, or it is a real prototype. It was used, or the initial idea was to use it as a two-seated airplane and to sell the airplanes to everybody who can afford it. But as I said earlier, we want to establish this for everybody. So yeah, last year we completely changed our mind, and we pivoted, we can say so. And we went to a complete new business model, and we decided to establish this really as an air taxi. What we're developing now, what you will see later, is a 5-seated aircraft, and on which right now more than 150 engineers are working. At this time, when we were developing this, we were just 20 engineers, and none of them has been actually a cameraman, as we just saw. After flying, we tilt back the flaps, and then we go back into the hover mode. What is basically the end of your journey. Very soon you come down, and then you land very safely, like in this case. Now where's the landing gear will in reality look like a little bit different. Thanks. With this enormous and crazy step for us, because this was the first time we were able to show actually people that we are not crazy, that we really want to do it, that we want to, that we have a vision that goes beyond selling aircraft, that we want to democratize the way how you are moving, and we think that it's right for everybody, that mobility is coming just to you. And in the way how we imagine it, we were extremely happy last year to raise 90 million Series B investment, where Tencent, one of the leading investors from the VC region in China, was actually taking the lead. The funny thing is, between this picture and this picture, is just 3.5 years. It all started where you are most probably starting your businesses right now, in a small shared flat, what we use 24/7 as a workshop. Like, no, it really sounds like these big Google and Amazon things in the small garage where it all started. Actually, it really was this. We shared beds, we shared the toilet, we were sleeping on the floor, we were working all day, all night, and this was actually the prototype that you can see there now, that we presented to the ESA, who were actually the very first persons who gave us office spaces to at least have something to start with. These were the very first slides with which we pitched, and this is like the very first initial sketch on everything or what this was based on. And I want to give you like this wonderful shot of redundancy on the left top corner. Also at this point it was already for us super important. The question was now is, why us? We always get the question, why are you guys doing what not like any big company was doing so far? And the difference is very simple. We are a startup and we use an approach that is completely different to all approaches you see throughout industry. It's simplicity. We rethought about the overall concept in such a way how we can make it extremely easy and thus will have like advantages through certification. We have no water cooling, no variable pitch, no rudder, no tail, no gearboxes, no folding propellers. Basically everything that defines a common commercial aircraft, we got rid of it. With this technology, we were able to also increase the level of safety that you see so far in commercial aviation industry. We have 36 electric props, and even if a whole flap with 3 props inside would completely fail, we would be able to take off vertically or not, but no vertically we won't do it. If we fly into a whole swarm of swans and one of our wings break down, we still have a whole aircraft parachute. And also we have a flight envelope protection. So no worries when you sit in the rear and the front is somebody and trying to get inside of the joystick cannot be done because we save the envelope on which we want to fly. Most of our IP went inside of this aircraft or inside of the engine. We spent like, how do we combine the efficiency in hover flight, cruise flight? We spent like huge team efforts basically in this technology to make it extremely low noise, that we have just one single part moving there, high speed, high range, a contained blade loss, which is something you don't find in our competitors, and extremely low vibration. All this to create for you a new peace of mind, that we set up the commercial standard for safety to a new level, that we have an auto-redundant system to basically take you by the hand and show you that we don't want to harm you, that we want to show you that how mobility should actually be defined for you. Another big question we always get is, why don't we use just simply helicopters? And I would promise you, if you go to Las Vegas, for example, you see helicopters all the day in the sky. And you would see them here in Munich also much more often if they wouldn't be that noisy and they are extremely expensive to handle them. Additionally to that, we are much more safer, so we think that our advantages compared to a helicopter make these questions very soon obsolete. Finally, it's all about the network and the infrastructure. We want to enable basically a system where we have a landing pad, hubs with landing pad that are just like operated at one just thousands of the actual infrastructure costs that we would see for normal public transportation, for example. The idea behind it at the end is, and that's something you will see later, that we rebalance also like the real estate costs. by giving you the opportunity to enhance your daily action radius and to bring your day-to-day much further than you're used to it right now, you can actually live where you want and work where you want. And all this, what I'm telling you right now, is right up at the very top. We want to bring you here. And we are just here. And we have to do a lot of challenges. We're facing a lot of technical things we have to still take care of. Regulatories, marketing, product size. We have to now expand in all different directions in order to actually make this possible, what I'm telling you here, that we want to completely change the way or the ecosystem of mobility for each individual for you. This is something I really want to give every new entrepreneur here with you. It's all, at the end, all about the team, the people that you will hire. If you have an initial team that wants to go to the very fast and extremely unnecessary exit, it won't work. When you have a founding team that goes in one direction and the other one goes in the other direction, and you have one who wants to really change the way how you're living and really don't want to disrupt with the new technology how we're living, it cannot work. Only when everybody is pulling in one string, you can actually go up this big hill, this long journey, this big point I showed earlier to you there. And only then you can really change the way how people are right now moving. And then the further you go up there, the more unnecessary this accident will look like. And at the end, this will end up to that we really increase how you experience distances. When I tell you now, you have to drive 20 miles from north of Munich to the south of Munich, you would say, ugh, I hate it. But what we want to enable basically is that you think about 100 miles and it's for you like this. That you can directly approach it and that you have not a problem with that to go these distances. So I hope I was able to give you a little bit of the impression how we think about mobility, how it has to change, and how it will change actually. We are not the only ones. There are a lot of competitors outside there. And we are just a bit of this big market opportunity, and it will be a change in the democratization of mobility for each and every one of you. So, if I don't see you up there very soon, I hope to see you later here somewhere and to chat with you a little bit about it. Thank you very much.